Hi Ohana families, it is Miss Marissa here. I'm going to be starting with our makeup tutorial for our Disney makeup, and then I will make a separate video for our hair tutorial for Disney hair. So I will go ahead and get started. I will let you know what things are in your kit, what things are not in your kit, and then just like other tips and recommendations that I have. There should be an email coming out that says that I will be hosting like a short class prior to Urban Heyday. So that's going to be more if you need help applying fake eyelashes, if you still have questions on our eyeshadow, all of that. That's going to be the time to ask that. I'm not going to go through and do like the full tutorial again just because you can watch it, pause it, fast forward it on YouTube, whatever you'd like to do. If you see me looking up, I am downstairs in my hair salon. I'm a hairstylist in case you guys didn't know that. So I'll be looking in the mirror to put on makeup because it's a little tricky to do with just my computer camera. So all of that is out of the way, so let's get started. We are going to start with our eyes, reason being we don't want any kind of we don't want to get the full face done and then have the fallout from the eye makeup. So we want to start with eyes, that way we're able to clean up anything down below. So we're going to start with our eyebrow pencil. It's going to look like this. And I told the girls this the other day, but this is obviously like if you want to practice it, all that kind of good stuff. So what you're going to do is you're basically just going to take the eyebrow pencil and just line the bottom half of your own eyebrow. I realize that everyone's eyebrows are different shapes, and so if you're someone who has some hair in the middle here, please don't fill that in. Unibrow is not the look for this. So once you are done doing both of your underlines, you're going to come back to that line and you're just going to flick up. You're going to flick up on your eyebrow hairs until you get about halfway here, and then you're just going to take a line from where your arch is and bring it down like this. So again, I'm flicking up. We just want to create a more natural brow with just one that's a little bit darker than what we actually have. That way we're able to see your eyebrows when you're on stage. Something that I would recommend getting is going to be an eyeshadow primer. You could also use the face primer that I'm going to recommend on your eyelids, which is going to be the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and I know that'll be in an email as well. I genuinely don't have an eyeshadow primer here at home because I don't wear a lot of eyeshadow anymore. So I am just going to show you the bare minimum. If you don't have brushes at home, you don't need an eyeshadow primer. If you don't need an eyeshadow primer, this is how you're going to do our eyeshadow look. So here is your eyeshadow palette. Everyone has the same one. Mine's just already opened. Again, normally if I was applying eyeshadow, I would use a brush. However, if you do not have a brush, I'll just show you just how to do it with your fingertips. So you are going to start with this lightest color here, and you are going to start in the corner of your lid closest to your nose. And because this is for a performance, you are going to want it to be a little bit heavier. The lighter color is going to help to open up the eye so that we can see your eyes on stage, and you're just going to want to bring this just over the eyelid from corner to corner. And again, I'm using this a little bit heavier than I typically would, but since it's a stage look, that's kind of what you want. Just do this eye really quick. If you are one that's going to want to use a makeup brush of some kind, I would just get a basic blending brush. If you go into like an Ulta or a Sephora, they can help you to figure out what that is. So next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take this top shade. It's kind of a pinky shade. And this one right here is going to go up a little bit higher. So I always think you want to start about halfway across your eye. So you want to take this one a little bit higher and all the way over to the corner. Again, this is just to open up your eyelid. Or open up your eye, not your eyelid, goodness. Same with this side. If you are going to use the face primer on your lids, I would suggest putting it on and then giving it a few seconds to dry. Otherwise, it's going to be like too wet and too grippy. Just thought of that. Next, we are going to use, we're going to use this gray color here. And this is just going to go in the corner of our eye. So I want you to start by putting like a pretty decent amount right here, because I want to make sure that you get good coverage with it, because this is what's going to help to frame in your eyes. Once you have a good amount, or what you feel is a good amount in the corner there, then you can start to take your finger and blend it up. You don't want to blend it down because that's going to make you look like you have bags under your eyes. And you don't want to take it too far over because that's going to close off the eye. Ta-da! The next thing that you're going to want to do before we use the purple color that's on the bottom is going to be our eyeliner, which, fear not, it is liquid. We are doing a wing, but I'm going to show you how to do it, and I can also help with this on the day of Urban Heyday. When these are new, I recommend shaking them a little bit just so it gets the product on the brush. So we've got our tip here. I like to start in the middle of my eye. And right now I'm just outlining the eye. So there's one eye outlined. Again, middle of the eye. I'm not doing just one huge long stroke. I'm taking my time with it to make sure that I get it as close to the eye as possible. If you are a parent who is doing this on your kiddo, you might encourage them to close their eyes, but then in that case, you want to make sure that you get as close to their lash line as possible. So I have it on normally now. Now we're going to do the wing. I like these because of the shape of them. They're really simple to just take that brush, lay it flat, and draw right down. Nothing crazy about it. Again, I'm just laying it flat and bringing it down. Ta-da! A wing. Same on this side. Laying it down. And there you have your 2 sets of winged eyeliner. Now, like I said, we're going to return back to our eyeshadow. Also, I really hope that you can't hear my son screaming in the background because he is very upset in the other room. Anyway, I would recommend using these little guys in here if you don't have an angled eyeshadow brush. That'd be another one to get. But you're going to take this purple right here, and you're going to get a good amount of it right on the tip of that little brush. And then you are just going to dab it right above that eyeliner, only to the halfway point of the eye. So we don't want to take it any further in than the halfway point. And this one we are only going to blend a little bit. We don't want to blend it too much. In normal life you would. For a performance you're not going to. So, other side. All right. Now that we have the eyeshadow look on, this would be a time that if you had any kind of fallout down here or anything, you would just take a makeup wipe, just wipe it off, no big deal. Next thing that you would be doing right now is putting on that face primer. I don't have a face primer here, but again, that is that e.l.f. Power Grip Primer that we will suggest, and it'll be written on a plethora of things. The next thing I'm going to do, you don't have to do it, is going to be some under eye concealer. I have 2 kids under the age of 2. I have bags under my eyes. A lot of you might not. But if you do, e.l.f. makes a really good product called Camo Concealer. The one that I have here is just a basic CoverGirl one. You can put this on with a brush if you want to. However, for our example tonight, I am just going to use my ring finger. And I'm just starting that, oops, wrong finger. Just starting that in the corner of my lid. I look crazy. And then I am just going to blot it out just to kind of diffuse it a little bit so it's not so crazy. Ta-da! I look like I get a full 8 hours of sleep now. The next thing that you will do then in this case is you are going to do a foundation. For our performance, we are recommending a full coverage foundation. Again, if you need help finding that, go to your local Ulta, local Sephora. They would be more than happy to help you with that. It's still kind of summer, and I don't really wear foundation in the summer, so this is just going to be a tinted moisturizer, but I'm just going to apply it for you for the sake of the video. So I like a big brush when I apply foundation. You don't have to use a big brush when you apply foundation. You can just use your hands if you really, really want to. But again, here we go. So for the performance, I would strongly, strongly suggest getting a primer, purely because you're going to be sweating in the hot Florida sun. So it'll help that makeup just to stay on there nicer and a lot more evenly. We will be providing setting powder and setting spray. And so we will go ahead and get all of that taken care of for you guys. But I would recommend any primer that you can do. Anything that you can do before and after to just make sure that makeup stays on super nicely. All right. Mine is super light coverage because, again, it's a tinted moisturizer. Yours will not be super light coverage because it will be a full coverage foundation. The next thing that we are going to do is going to be our blush. So with this blush, you guys did get a little blush brush. I'm going to do one side with this and then one side with the same brush that I did my foundation with, just because I like to apply it better with like a bigger one. Get some product here. You aren't going to want to stick it right here on your cheek. You're going to want to kind of aim upward and kind of brush up. Reason being, this brings your face up and almost gives you the illusion that you're a little tan, which you probably won't be in December. Oh, what did I say? So now with my brush, same thing, just bringing it up. And I would say bring it up even into the eyebrow. You're going to want the blush to be a little bit heavier than you'd normally do blush. Again, it's a performance, so. Ta-da! Okay. We've got all that on. After this, we will come in with the setting powder, and we are going to do what's called baking under your eyes. So we're just going to take it and we're going to really heavily put it here. That way that there isn't any kind of fallout from the eyeshadow, mascara, eyeliner, all that good stuff. Let's do our lip next. You could either choose to do lips or eyes next, but I'm going to do a lip. This is a very bright red. I'm going to look a little crazy when I come out of here, but it's great for on stage. It looks really good for the performance. Friendly reminder, shake this guy up so that all the product ends up on the brush. And you're just going to apply this right on your natural lips. We don't want to overline or anything like that. This one is matte and it does stay for a really, really long time, which is great. This one I have to look in the actual mirror because putting it on in my computer is not good. I'd end up looking like a clown. All right, fun little trick too. You can either take like a tissue, whatever, or your finger. Go like this. It'll take off all the excess on the inside. That way you won't have to worry about it being on your teeth. So last but not least, we are going to do our mascara and our fake eyelashes. Mascara. I love this stuff. I really do. We are only doing our tops for mascara. Reason being, we are going to be in the Florida sun, Florida heat. Your mascara will run. I don't care if it's waterproof, sweatproof. You've got a ton of setting spray on it, whatever. There will always be some fallout. So only our top lashes. And I would just say, just an average coat of it. You don't need to go crazy because we are putting the fake eyelashes on over top of it. There's our mascara. All right, last but not least, we have our eyelashes. Ta-da! I already used one pair. That's why I got a bunch. So, first thing that you're gonna do, carefully remove them from the package. I always do one at a time. You can remove both if you really want to. First thing that you're gonna do is you are going to measure it up to your eye. My eyes, ironically enough, are literally the size of the entire lash. If you have smaller eyes and you feel like you'd have too much lash over here or too much lash over here, go ahead and trim, let's see if you can see it against my skin, trim the shorter side of it till it's like the correct length for you. And then I personally would recommend either a glue by the brand Ardell or a glue by the brand Kiss. I typically have eyelash extensions, so I don't really wear fake eyelashes that much anymore. So this is just a cheap dollar store glue for this video. So what you are going to do once you have that lash sized, open up your glue, and you are just going to line the very outside of the lash. Nothing too heavy. I don't know how well we can see this. Nothing too heavy, nothing crazy. And then you are just going to, you can use tweezers. I prefer to use just my fingers. Let it dry for a few seconds, kind of shake it around. Really doesn't have to be that long. Blow on it, whatever. Then you are going to go ahead and stick it close to your eye. Ta-da! If you are a parent, again, who's putting this on your kiddo, you might want to have them close their eyes for it. There is a chance that you might stick one of the lids to the bottom lid. That's okay, just do a quick little pull up of the eye and it'll come right apart. No biggie, not painful at all. So you see, now it is placed on my eye. What I typically do then is either with tweezers or with my fingers, I pinch that band as close to my natural lashes as possible, especially in the corners, to make sure that I have a good seal. So that was one eye. Eye number two. Friendly reminder too, for Urban Heyday, this is going to be full hair and full makeup. Kind of think of it as like your dress rehearsal for hair and makeup for our actual performance in Disney. I bent the corner on this one a little bit. So normally if this was a performance, I'd get a new lash, but it'll be fine. Again, get it as close to your lash line as possible. Let that set and dry a little bit, and then pinch. Ta-da! Here's your Disney makeup look. After that, we're gonna do setting powder all over your face. We're gonna do setting spray all over your face. Let that all dry, let that sit, and then you will have your makeup look. So I'm gonna make a separate video for hair in case you don't need one or the other. But yeah, any questions, I will be happy to answer the day before Urban Heyday, and I can help and assist with anything. So, thanks.